Hello everybody, this is Dr. Samuel here again, and in this video we continue looking at the solutions July 2021 Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate Mathematics Examination, and we were on number 8 in section 2. We have done part A and we now move on to part B. And part B is really a quadratic graphs question. Question states, the table below shows pairs of values for the function y equals x squared plus x minus 4. So the first thing we realize is that this is a quadratic expression. And what we should know is that the graph of any quadratic expression is what we call a parabola. It's a U-shaped graph. If the coefficient of x squared is positive, as it is here, the graph has a minimum value. It'll go down, the y value will go down and then come back up. So as we can see, we have the range of x values from -4 to 3, and the y values go down from 8 down to -4 and then back up to 8. So the graph has a minimum value. If the coefficient of x squared was not positive, it was negative, then the graph would have a maximum value. The y values would go up and then come back down. So we know in this case, the graph has a minimum value. So part 1 of the question, on the grid provided on the next page, plot the remaining 4 points and draw the graph of the function y equals x squared plus x minus 4 for the range given. X is greater than or equal to -4 and less than or equal to 3. So we go to the graph sheet to see what points are given and what points do we have to plot. So this is the graph, and these are the points already plotted. So we can see, as shown in the table, when x is -4, y is 8. When x is -3, y is 2. When x is -2, when x is -2, y is -2. When x is -1, y is -4. And the points missing are when x is 0, 1, 2, and 3. But if we go back to the table, we'll realize that the y value just repeats itself. When x is 0, y is -4. When x is 1, y is -2. Same as when x is -2, y is -2. And continue. When x is 2, y is 2. When x is 3, y is 8. So we plot these 4 values on the graph. So we go back to our graph sheet and we plot these values. When x is 0, y is -4. So we plot the points -4. When x is 1, y is -2. These are the values shown in the table. When x is 2, y is 2. And when x is 3, y is 8. So we have plotted our points. Now we have to draw the graph. And if you look, you can see the shape of the graph. The graph will go down to the minimum value and come back up. So we need to draw a smooth curve through those points and get the minimum value the right place. So you don't use your ruler, you simply have to use your pencil, your sharp pencil, and try to draw a smooth curve through the points, as I will do now. Now, I have drawn parts of the curve. I intentionally left out the bottom part to show you that you need to curve the graph at the bottom properly to get the minimum value. Obviously here the minimum value is not -4 because the graph has to be a smooth U shape. It must not be flat. So I'm now going to draw the last part of the curve to show you how to curve it. So I've done my best to draw a curve through the points, and as you can see, the graph will curve at a value of about y is -4.2, 4.4. Maybe approximately that value. So let us go back to the question to see what else we have been asked. We have drawn the graph, and we have now been asked in part 2 to write down the maximum or the minimum value of the function. And we have just shown that the minimum value is -4. So we found, based on the graph I drew, 4.4. It may not be entirely accurate. It could be -4.2, -4.3, or -4.5. Okay, but if you have anything close to this, then you should get the answer correctly. And let's go now to part 3. Using a ruler, draw the axis of symmetry on the graph drawn. So we go back to our graph, and we need now to draw the axis of symmetry. Now the axis of symmetry is simply the straight line drawn through the middle of the graph through the minimum point. So all we have to do is to get our rulers. So I have my ruler now. I can now draw a straight line through the minimum value, dividing the graph into 2 equal parts. And this is my axis of symmetry. So I think that is the last question for this part. Next time, we will move on to number 9, the geometry and trigonometry question. If you like this video, then you can always press the subscribe button, or you can share it to interested persons. I will see you all next time.